Hi there, and welcome to Unit 17. Get your PDF and open to page 2. We're going to start with our vocabulary. All right, repeat after me. Barbecue, beach volleyball, braces, chores, exhibit, instructor, lesson, library, mall, music, relatives, shopping, tablet, test, vacation. I love that word, vacation. Different, to argue, to break down, to clean, to climb, to come home, to decide, to do laundry, to get married, to go camping, to go out, to hang out, to have fun, to invite over, to listen, to make the bed, to paint, to play, to see, to speak, to stay, to take classes, to travel, to visit, to watch, last month, last night, last summer, last week, last weekend, last year, yesterday, anywhere. All right, so this is our vocabulary for Unit 17. Don't forget you have the audio file that you can download to practice all the pronunciation, okay? Now let's take a look at the grammar that we have here. Today, we're going to start studying simple past. Okay, how to use simple past in English. And we're going to take a look at the affirmative sentences, okay? So here I have a text talking about how the past works. Na língua inglesa, a maioria dos verbos tem a forma de infinitivo feita com to, e para o passado tem duas formas, a forma de passado simples e a forma de passado particípio. Quando o verbo é regular, passado feito com ed, a segunda forma, simple past, e a terceira forma, past participles são iguais. So, basically, we have two kinds of verbs, like we have regular verbs when we're talking about the past, right? Regular verbs, and we have irregular verbs. Well, if you have regular verbs, the past will end in ed, okay? So let's take a look. For example, here, to work, worked. Repeat, to work, worked. It has like a T sound, worked, worked. Okay, to want, wanted. Repeat, to want, wanted. Okay, now to study, studied. And here, when the verb ends in Y, preceded by a consonant, you drop the Y and you add IED. So study, studied. Okay, studied. To play, played. Here, to play ends in Y, but it's preceded by a vowel, A. So you just add ed, okay? To play, played. All right. And so, and when the verb is regular, then you don't need to worry about the third form of the verb. Like, for example, you have trabalhar, to work, trabalhou, worked, trabalhado, worked too. So the third form, the past participle, is the same as the second form, okay? So you don't need to worry about memorizing the third form because it's the same as the second form, okay? The simple past. So to work, worked, worked, ed. Okay, now when the verb is irregular, then you have to memorize. In this unit, I put here a list. Look, I think it's here on page 4. A list with some irregular verbs, the infinitive form, the simple past form, and I didn't put the third form here, okay? Just the infinitive and the simple past, okay? Because the third form we're going to use only when we use present perfect, when we study present perfect, but we are not going to study present perfect right now, okay? All right. So let's go back to here. I put some examples of irregular verbs. Repeat: to do, did, done. It's like fazer, fez, feito. To go, went, gone. To read, read. Notice the spelling is the same, R-E-A-D, but the pronunciation changes in the past. To read, read. To put, put. Here, the spelling is the same, the pronunciation is the same. So it's completely crazy, right? So you have to memorize the forms when you are talking about irregular verbs, okay? All right, so there's no secret, really. You just, when you are using the past, you need to know the form of the verb and then use it. For example, here, I worked yesterday. Eu trabalhei ontem, right? You worked yesterday. Repeat, you worked yesterday. He worked yesterday. She worked yesterday. It worked yesterday. Remember, to work is trabalhar or funcionar, right? Dar certo, funcionar. We worked yesterday. They worked yesterday. So it's the same. I worked, you worked, he worked, she worked, it worked, we worked, they worked. Easy. How do you say moleza in English? A piece of cake, right? Okay. Now, let's see here. And when you have irregular verbs, it's the same, you know? Like, let me open my whiteboard here to show you something. Here. Let's say we know that to go is ir, right? Then went is the second form that we use with simple past. So when I say I went to the beach last weekend, for example, right? Then here you have eu fui praia final de semana. Okay, I went to the beach last weekend. All right, like for example, when you say, and then ela foi à praia. She went to the beach. Nós fomos à praia. We went to the beach. Okay. Eu fiz minha tarefa ontem. I did my homework yesterday. Eu fiz minha tarefa. Okay. Like, eles fizeram a tarefa deles ontem. They did their homework yesterday. Okay. Okay, so there's no secret really. You need to know, the form of that verb in the past and then use it. All right, next class, we're going to study how to make negative sentences and then questions too. All right, so of course, we could use other verbs here as well. Let me go back there to the PDF to see if there's something else here that we should take a look. Then there's an activity here for reading. You have all the instructions there. Follow the instructions, okay? Now here we have some verbs. This list here, we could pronounce, right? Here, let's go. I'm gonna read and then you repeat, okay? To do, did. To have, had. To go, went. To drive, drove. To get, got. To eat, ate. To drink, drank. To come, came. To take, took. To speak, spoke. To sleep, slept. To buy, bought. To sing, sang. To run, ran. To read, read. To write, wrote. To swim, swam. To bring, brought. To wake up, woke up. To grow up, grew up. To drive, drove. To fly, flew. To feel, felt. To fall, fell. To find, found. To put, put. To cost, cost. To cut, cut. To make, made. To ride, rode. To see, saw. To say, said. To sell, sold. To send, sent. To show, showed. To tell, told. To think, thought. To understand, understood. To wear, wore. To win, won. To teach, taught. To steal, stole. To stand, stood. To sweep, swept. To spend, spent. To sit, sat. To pay, paid. To meet, met. To lose, lost. To let, to hear, heard. To hurt, hurt. Okay, just remember, to spend is gastar or pasar. For example, when you can spend money, okay, and spend time. Like, let me open my whiteboard to give you an example here. Let me clear. And then I'm going to write some sentences here. Okay. For example, if I say, she spent $20 on a pair of pants. Okay. She spent $20 on a pair of pants. Ela gastou $20 and here on a pair of pants, numa calça, okay? Numa calça. Because pants is plural, so a pair of pants é uma calça, okay? All right, now, but I could use it like, she spent the weekend at a nice hotel. Ela passou final de semana num hotel. Legal. Okay? So, she spent the weekend at a nice hotel. She spent her vacation at home. Okay? Vacation at home. Ela passou as férias dela em casa. Okay? Now, one important thing. In the past, there's no S. In the present, you say, I work, you work, he works, she works, it works, we work, you work, they work, right? In the present. In the past, I worked, you worked, she worked, he worked, it worked, we worked, they worked. There's no S for the past, okay? It's the same. Worked, 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 worked. Went. So it has no change for the past, okay? All right. Now, let me go back to see if I would like to make any other comments here. Okay, the verbs and all the other activities here. Here, you know, there is like a review, like present continuous, future, present, past, okay? And then the fluency drills, okay? Let me see if I have any other comments to make about the vocabulary here. Let me see. Okay. Mall or shopping mall, okay? Shopping center too, all right? Most commonly mall or shopping mall. Relatives, okay? Different from parents, right? Parents, pais, relatives, parents. I think that's all, guys. All right, fine. All right, that's all for Unit 17. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next class.